Hello Internet, and especially the 10,000 of you guys who are subscribed to the channel, and welcome to a special edition of 1 Minute News from 1 Minute Economics, an edition that's going to be dedicated to us, to the channel, to the awesome things we've accomplished, and of course, to the stuff we want to do in the future. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna start by dedicating a minute to explaining why and how I decided to start the 1 Minute Economics channel, so a minute about the past. I will then dedicate a minute to explaining how things currently stand with 1 Minute Economics and what my plans for the future are. And finally, I'm gonna dedicate a minute to you guys and your relationship with the channel. Let me begin by explaining why I've decided to start this channel, and it all boils down to two things. Number one, the fact that I firmly believe economics is not being taught properly. It's not being taught properly in school, it's mostly not being taught properly at the university level either, and I definitely believe there's plenty of room for innovation in the education world in general, but especially when it comes to the economics dimension. And number two, I just as firmly believe that people need to know their basic economics because there's no sticking your head in the sand. You make economic decisions each and every day, whether you realize it or not, so it's in your best interest and in the best interest of your family and your finances to learn economics properly. So for these two reasons, I've decided that something needs to be done because on the one hand, economics is ridiculously important, but on the other hand, I do realize that you guys have lives and there's so much noise on the internet. There are so many places and channels and shows that are competing for your attention that I didn't want to add to this noise. I don't want this channel in general to be overwhelming when it comes to your time. And on the contrary, I do my best to give you the best bang for your time that I possibly can, and that's how the 1 minute concept was born. My value proposition is not, hey, please spend 10 hours per week on this channel and you're gonna learn economics. No, my value proposition is this: spend a few minutes per week on this channel, and I promise that I'm going to make economics seem fun, and I'm going to teach you things in a way that maximizes the likelihood that you won't forget what you just learned. And this brings me to the present, because before you know it, I went from publishing a video a month to publishing animations each and every week, but that's not all. I've decided that it was time to put an actual face behind the name and start filming myself, start trying to combine economics with vlogging, as strange as it may seem. But I've always had, this insecurity related to me not being a native English speaker, and there was this huge discrepancy between the fact that I considered my written English perfect, because, I've been using it each and every day throughout my entire career in emails, articles, blog posts, books, and so on, whereas I didn't use my spoken English all that much, and I was afraid that I would disappoint people. But still, I ended up deciding to do it. I've published the first edition of 1 Minute Answers from 1 Minute Economics, and you guys have been amazing. Because look, I realized back then, and I still do, that the production value of my videos is not perfect. I still have a lot to learn, but you guys didn't care. You accepted my videos and supported everything I did. And even more so, at a certain point, I took a look at the analytics, at the statistics of my previous 10 animations on the one hand and my previous 10 filmed videos on the other. And I noticed something weird, but at the same time amazing, because the animations and the filmed videos had about the same number of likes, but the filmed videos had pretty much no dislikes. And it's not because they were amazing. It's because you guys are amazing and you guys support me despite the fact that their quality, production-wise at least, is definitely not stellar. So for this reason, when it comes to the future, I'm going to keep doing this vlogging economics thing. I'm going to keep filming myself and publishing question and answers videos, news videos, and rants 1 time per week in each case. And even more so, I'm going to do my best to publish more animations as well. And again, thank you for everything. And when it comes to the future, this much is certain: We're going to continue down this path when it comes to the vlogging dimension, and I'm going to try to publish even more animations. Finally, let's talk about you guys, because frankly, none of this would make any sense without you, and I am again incredibly grateful for how kind you've been, for how supportive you are. And with that stated, here's a very quick guide on what you can do if you want to see 1 Minute Economic continue growing, if you want to help the community. Number 1. Develop the habit of liking my videos, commenting, engaging in conversations, participating in debates, and so on. It's ridiculous how these things add up and how much they help. Number 2, spread the word about the channel by telling your friends about 1 Minute Economics. And words cannot begin to describe how helpful it is when even one of you spends a few seconds typing in a message on Facebook and saying something like, hey, there's this guy on YouTube who teaches people economics in 1 minute and I think you should check him out. It's incredible how effective these recommendations can be. Number 3, subscribing to my newsletter, something that only takes 10 to 15 seconds to do. You can find it at the bottom of the page on 1minuteeconomics.com. And I don't send a lot of emails. I've sent 0 emails in 2017 so far, but it's very useful to have a list of people I know I can rely on if I want to announce the launch of my new book, if I want to do something interesting with the community and need help, and so on. That being stated, let's move on to the paid options, and there are basically just 2 possibilities. Number 1, buying my current book, Wealth Management 2.0, and of course buying my new books as well once I release them. And I do hope that the book I'm working on right now will be finished this fall. And number 2, making a direct donation through PayPal, through Bitcoin, or through Patreon. Any amount can help. It's all up to you guys. And again, please only donate if you can afford it and if you genuinely want to help the community. So with that stated, I'm going to put an end to today's video. And I think thank you is just not enough to express how I feel, how amazingly grateful I am for the fact that I can do something I love, that I can do something that enables me to feel that I'm leaving something meaningful behind. And I promise you have my word of honor that I'm going to work harder and harder so as not to disappoint you. Thank you, Internet.